Welcome to Your World Within Daily. I'm Eddie Pinero. In this episode, we're going to talk about playing the hand you've been dealt. Because it may not be the one we've wanted, but as we'll find out, sometimes it's not about the hand. It's about how the hand is played. All right, so this morning, as I tend to do, I was looking at some ideas, some thoughts, trying to gather my thoughts about the podcast today. I found a quote that I loved and then went down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. But I found a good one, and I think you guys will appreciate this. It's applicable, on a mass level with the little things and the big things we do in life. I always preface these quotes. This is Jack London is the author of this quote that may or may not be true. I'm definitely not standing by that. But it says, life is not a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand. And the power in that simply can't be understated, right? Because life is ups and it's downs. And, when you look at the macro or the micro. I mean, technically, every morning we wake up, we have a new hand to play, and sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's rough, right? And the power is in playing that hand to the best of our ability. Again, I always allude to this because it's a muscle that I continue to build, right? It's something that I try and be consciously aware of all the time. That our first tendency, like I talked about yesterday, right? System one thinking, our first tendency is always to project. It's always to point out, it's always to assign blame. How could this happen to me? Poor me, I'm the victim. And the reality is, and this is the tough part, right? Whether it's your fault or not, you get nothing from pointing out. That's just the reality. Like when you point to yourself and you say, here's the deal, here's the hand, it's up to me to fix it, it changes the dynamic of the situation. I always say, like, thoughts can change your reality. And I don't think there's anything cliche or woo-woo about that. Like, you can literally, two people can have the same problem, and how they look at it and approach it will change the outcome for both, right? Your attitude literally changes the dynamic of your reality. I talked about way back the psychology of the 1%. It's one of the videos I put on my YouTube channel. The idea of expecting adversity, right? It's because when anytime there's a problem, if you look at it as like this big thing and you're taken aback and, oh my God, what are we going to do? We got to get around this. This is no, it's not a deviation from the norm. It is the norm. Problems are the norm. Life is ups and it's downs, and they are together. They are one entity. You navigate through them. You play the hand that you have to the best of your ability always. And if you can eliminate the victim mindset, if you can eliminate the woe is me type thing that we're so inclined to do, it puts you at a level far beyond, what you otherwise could be. It makes all the difference. So the second quote here is from Epictetus. We'll get a little stoic. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within your control, some are not, right? So the reason I wanted to kind of pivot there is because when you acknowledge, that there are things you can't control, it allows you to go all in on the things that you can't, right? If you have a hand, right, let's say your metaphorical hand, you wake up, again, there's stuff that's happening, not your fault. You didn't cause it, you can't control it, but you're in a very specific situation where, what do you do about it? Right? Well, you pinpoint what you can control and you attack there. You're never helpless. You're never a victim. You're always one decision away from changing the trajectory of where you are. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today. I just think it's such a beautiful message, such a powerful message, right? It's not wishing for a better hand. Sometimes the power is in playing what you have. Actually, I'll backtrack. All the time, the power is in playing what you have. right? And that's not to say that you're not working towards a better hand or you won't have a better hand tomorrow. But the reality is what you have right now is what you have right now. So use it to the best of your advantage, the best of your ability, and again, make life transform. I hope that helped. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, I greatly appreciate you to subscribe, rate. What's my spiel? Subscribe, rate, and review. It helps me get it out to the world, and I really appreciate that, guys. I will see you tomorrow.